My name is Second814, and welcome to my review of both with Aladdin and Brightburn. So, starting off with Aladdin. Yes, the remake of Disney's, a live-action remake, I should say, of Disney's 1994 classic. So, did I like this movie? Eh, I wouldn't say it was bad, but I wouldn't necessarily. I think the movie No, I think the movie was decent. Let's go with decent. So, starting off, off, now, for those of you wondering, yes, Will Smith is the highlight of this movie. Will Smith as Genie. I definitely think he's the highlight. Right, right, and of course, and there are some other things, but Will Smith is definitely the highlight. And before I get too far off track from what I said before about how I think this movie is decent, don't get me wrong. I think this movie had me laughing out loud at several points. But that being said, head and so from my point of view, I think personally, I think the movie starts out kind of weak or rough, I guess you could say. Yes, the movie is still told from a. I guess you could say the movie starts out being being told from a, I don't know what you want to call it, a flashback style. But the thing is, at least in the first part, well, more it's an issue, but that persists in the movie. But in the first part of the movie, at least in the first half of the movie, for me, a lot of this stuff, it just feels, I wouldn't say rushed. Well, yeah, it does feel kind of like it kind of rushed through, and a lot of it seems like Cave of Wonders, and Jafar and all that. A lot of it seems like it was very rushed, like because we start out with with the beginning of the tale, and then bam, right into Jafar and Cave of Wonders. No build up, no build up. There's no magical scarab, no thief Hakim. Just an overhead shot, of Jafar in the Cave of Wonders. What? Okay, after the opening credits, I can say. But anyway, is Cave of Wonders. It's not moving, no. Nothing. For those of you wanting to see the classic talking tiger head, I'm sorry. But anyways, so yeah, it's just a voice. It's not even a moving, moving head in the sand. It's literally just a tiger's head carved into stone. Which I don't know. Maybe they would think, maybe because of the live action they didn't want to do a massively CG cave head. But still, I personally think they should have at least tried that. So yeah. Also, a lot of the things. So there's a lot of scenes from the original animated movie that just feel kind of just thrown in there. Like there's the scene, like the original scene. I mean, a lot of the scenes in, well, excuse me, a lot of the scenes from the original, like the Orange of the Head opening song sequence where he's running from the guards there. That is actually, I mean, actually, that's not one of the first movie scenes in the movie, but that's the Cave of Wonders. But anyway, it's like the scene in the original animated movie where Aladdin is taking Jasmine out and she's disguised as a peasant. That's literally the that's literally one of the very first scenes in this movie. And if you're wondering, the thing is, there's no build up to it. He doesn't go into the palace palace, and he doesn't get into the palace and escort her out. Now, it's just he's wandering out of a marketplace. He's dressed as a peasant, and then she and then and the guy and the shopkeeper gets after her, and then bam, song sequence. Yes. And for me personally, I did not enjoy the One Jump Ahead song sequence. And I know this is live action. They can't do the same. They can't really do. I guess they can't really do what they did here. They can't do. I guess they can't really replicate the same scenes that they did in live action they did in the animated. But still, ill. It just. It felt. I shouldn't. I want to say forced, but it didn't even. But I wouldn't say necessarily say it felt forced. I mean, that's kind of the only word I have for it. But it felt no. But like the One Jump Ahead sequence is literally him and Jasmine running from the cars, not just him and Abu. Well, him, Jasmine, and Abu, but still. So yeah. Now that and then there are other things like so. One of the things. Excuse me, losing my train of thought. There's that scene, and then there are other original songs for this movie. Like there's a song, I forget the name of it, that Princess Jasmine sings twice in the movie. I mean, in the first one we see it, at least to me, it just kind of feels like it comes out of nowhere, and basically it's her, and basically we go through her, and basically it's just her singing about how she wants to, how she's not going to be quiet, how he knows she can be the next Sultan, and yeah. So yeah, so there's all that, and I think this is actually definitely probably a good time to talk about characters. So, like I said, because the cast of characters here is, let me just say, for just to be nice, not over near as good as the original. Those cast of characters. So, what's wrong with these characters? Well, like I said in the beginning of the review, Will Smith as Genie is definitely the highlight of the film. And Will Smith was definitely the character who got me to laugh out loud the most. He got me to he was the most entertaining. He was definitely the most, at least energetic, I guess you could say, in this movie. So yeah, Will Smith is definitely the highlight of this movie. As for everybody else, Aladdin was just okay. I did pay the actor Mina Massoud. I know he's probably trying, but I just didn't buy his performance. Jasmine was. Jasmine was also just okay. I think I bought her performance a little more than I did Aladdin's. There was also the carpet was barely in it, but I mean carpet's a carpet, so Abu was just Abu, who Abu felt right here. Now, as for people like the Sultan, I'm sorry, but I did not like the Sultan in this movie. Sultan, I mean, I guess you could say he is in it, but he just was the Sultan. I just felt, I don't want to say generic because it's not the right term, but the Sultan was just, I did not like the character. Well, yeah, I did. I wasn't into the Sultan's character. He's not this lovable dude that he is in the original. Here, he feels like that stereotyped king, a ruler who basically is overprotective of his child, mainly because like the mother's dead or something like that. So yeah, there's that. Now, which I thought was which I did think was kind of ink what. Nah, sorry, there's my truth. But as I was about to say, I thought the Sultan's performance, no, and just not good. And there was the handmaid who basically is the genie's love interest. Yes, Genie has a love interest, and I'll get back to that a little later on. But the handmaid, the handmaid was alright, just like Jasmine. And then, of course, we get to one that probably everybody wants to know about, Jafar. Now, Jafar, unfortunately, is probably the weakest character here. Because Jafar, just has none. He has none of that charm. He has none of the personality that he did in the original. He's not this who sometimes is that smiling, sinister wizard or evil sorcerer. Here he's literally a freaking stone face. And I know Jafar is basically evil. In the original, Jafar was essentially evil stereotype who just wants to take the throne. But here, he was just weak. He was stone faced the entire time. No barely an emotion, and even when he did his the effects just looked dumb. Well, not dumb, but even when he's doing the hypnosis magic, even it just felt flat. That Jafar was definitely the weakest, and I mean Iago was definitely second. Iago was a little bit better, but he's not Iago from the original. He's not that classic wisecracking bird, or he feels like a generic talking parrot. Honestly, I think I liked him a little bit better than Jafar, but yeah, Jafar was definitely the weakest character here. So yeah, with this film, I do. Before I say anything other negative, I do want to give credit to this film. I did enjoy the visuals of this film. That is where I think this film gets right. I think the in Agrabah was amazing. It looked like amazing. I was gonna say it looked like a proper familiar, but yeah, Agrabah I liked how Agrabah looked. The palace was I actually did like how that looked. The effects checked Will Smith with Genie, the Cave of Wonders, at least the interior inside of it. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed that. This movie visually. Now, going back to something I mentioned earlier with the songs. A lot of the song, like I said earlier in the first half of the movie, a lot of the songs just felt kind of pointless. Well, I mean, One Jump Ahead was all right, but like the song that Jasmine said is about how she knows she can be the Sultan all that song just felt well, needlessly. I shouldn't even needlessly, just pointless. and I know a lot of people will say it's kind of dumb about or me saying that might be because it shows that she knows she can be rude, but yeah, I just felt that there was just no reason for that song. And she sings it twice in the movie. And that just made me think of another point about the visual effects. I did like X. Yeah. And I may have jumped the gun on the visual effects part. I think I guess I should probably correct myself and say I liked Genie's effects, but well, actually no. No one thing. Yeah. I was gonna say a lot of the effects aren't good, but no. Thinking back of it, yeah, this is definitely a visual. But but I guess it's a good time to go back to like characters just for a minute. And I'm sorry this review is jumping around a lot, but it's 11:20 at night, so my brain's a little scrambled. But anyways, Jafar, like I said, is the weakest of this. But moving on. But yeah, the song because I was about to say the second time Jasmine sings her song in this movie. It's when Jafar's become Sultan, and even when he's become Sultan, he's just kind of he has that evil smile, but he doesn't have, like I said, he has no that personality of the original. Oh, and he just feels lifeless. Well, not lifeless, but flat the entire time. But anyway, so yeah. Jafar just felt lifeless. But yeah, the song, the first time she sings it, I just didn't buy it. And then the second time, when Jafar takes over the throne, and you're having Princess Jasmine taken away, it's like, she goes through this weird sequence. I honestly thought it was that was some sort of weird time travel flashback thing where she was singing it. It was like she started singing it as she's being taken away, and then I honestly thought, I honestly thought it was like some sort of, she might have been singing it from from the future sometime, because she starts singing this and she's walking around and everybody's frozen, and it's like maybe she's having a flashback and singing, but not really. Yeah. So that was kind of a weird scene. Now, granted, it did set up to one of the characters showing loyalty, but other than that, there are the other sequences. I already talked about One Jump Ahead. However, there is the Friend Like Me and Like Me Esau. Now, I do want to say this, that if you're going into this expecting Will Smith to try to be like Robin Williams Jr., you are going to be disappointed. Will Smith is not trying to be Robin Williams. Will Smith is being Will Smith. Yeah. But yes, and I admit I had some concerns when I saw the trailers and how the song ended. But I thought it was definitely a good sequence. A good Friend Like Me was definitely a good sequence. So yeah, I thought that was a good I thought that was a good song sequence. I liked the visuals of it. They felt very appropriate for the fact that it's live action. But yeah. that one felt fine. And obviously, it's probably never good. It's never going to be as great as the original Robin Williams song, but I think it's still. Yeah, but I think it's still all good. The other song was in the songs in the second half, like of the like A Whole New World. That one I did like. Like that one I thought was off. That was good. But although I will say it, I liked it because of the song, not because of the actual sequence. Well, yeah, I shouldn't say that. I like them flying around on carpet. It's obviously this is not an animated, so so you're not going to see them going all over the place. But I definitely thought for the live action, it was definitely good. 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 And then, of course, not to exclude it, the Prince Ali song. I definitely think I prefer the original, although I think the Prince Ali sequence was definitely good. Excuse me. I think the Prince Ali sequence was all right. I did enjoy the visuals of the Prince Ali sequence, and so yeah, and so I enjoyed that. Yeah, yeah. I did enjoy that sequence, but yeah, that I thought was good. Good. Now, we'll deal with the songs. Well, actually, before I start, I was going to say the scenes, but I have to go. Well, yeah. Now the scenes. I think the pacing is definitely one of the biggest issues of this movie, because it just feels all over the place. Well, not all over the place, but kind of like I said in the beginning. At least the first half felt kind of. I guess you could say kind of rushed. At least the first. Well, maybe not. Yeah, the first part felt rushed. I won't keep saying the first half, but like the first, but it's really more the first act felt kind of rushed, like the whole Aladdin getting caught and thrown in jail. We don't see that. Basically, what we see is him. Is basically what we see is him getting caught while sneaking through the palace. It's because Iago noticed him and. And then Jafar noticed him, and Jafar realizes that he's probably the diamond in the rough. But the whole sequence to getting to the Cave of Wonders felt kind of rushed. So yeah, because like I said in the beginning, there's no gathering of there's no magical scarab. There's no tiger head coming out of the sand, and there's none of that. Now I do want to say, no, there's none of that. And then there are also some scenes that just kind of like there are scenes like I think it is when and Jafar is confronting Aladdin over the lamp, and Aladdin is staying in the palace and he's Prince Ali. When Jafar has Aladdin thrown off the cliff, all of a sudden, Genie gets him out, and then next thing you know, and we see him talking, but then, and literally one scene later, we see, him in dry clothes, even though he just came out of the water. We see when Jafar is talking to the Sultan, Princess Jasmine comes in with Prince Ali. It doesn't, even though there was no scene with him confront about it. I don't know. Maybe it does. Oh, but there was no scene, so, and Jasmine just apparently he told her about it off screen. But yeah, that just kind of weird to me because a lot of the scenes just feel like that. Like there's this one scene after, after, after the scene at what was it? Is it I think it was the after the the whole new world song where the two where Aladdin and Jasmine are talking to their respective well, I don't know if you could call them servants, but yeah, servants. Servants, Aladdin and Genie and Jasmine to their handmaid. But not Jasmine. Like he takes her back to the palace, and the next thing you know, oh, they're talking about. Oh, they're and the thing is, in the scene, they're basically cut back to Aladdin and Jasmine and Genie. Blah, 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 blah. Jasmine and Aladdin, sorry. But yeah, that scene just felt kind of odd to me. And I know, this probably sounds like I'm nitpicking, but maybe this is just because I'm partial to the original animated version, but still. Yeah. And I will admit, this movie this movie did not drag. I will give it that. But, maybe it's just because it's live action, but the magic there just was not there for me. Now, like I said in the beginning, I was laughing out loud several times. Like, there's a scene there's a scene in early on in the movie where Princess Jasmine is meeting a possible suitor, and it's basically this dim-witted prince. I admit it's stupid, but I had laughed. And then when Prince Ali goes to meet Jasmine, that was hilarious. Hilarious. Yes. And obviously Genie, it was the highlight of this movie. Like I said. Because Will Smith is definitely the one who carries this movie. And like I said, Aladdin, I don't know. The magic of his performance just wasn't there. I will say I did, but like I said, I did enjoy the whole new world song. I thought that the actors did a very good job with that. But yeah, now, excuse me. So yeah, and I saw it seems like I'm kind of going all over the place, but anyways, so yeah, this movie did have me laughing out loud. I laughed out loud mainly at Genie's Heaney. So yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much Aladdin in a nutshell. So yeah, so what would I rate this movie? My final rating for this movie for Aladdin is a 6 out of 10. I mean, I know the actors were probably trying their best, but for me, at least, the magic just wasn't there. Some of the characters, like the Sultan and especially Jafar, were just weak. And I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm partial to the animated original, but it just didn't do it for me. So yeah, 6 out of 10. And for Aladdin. Out of 10. And for Aladdin. Now, the other movie I saw was Brightburn. Yes, the new superhero horror movie. Movie. So yeah, Brightburn. Did I enjoy this movie? Actually, yeah, I did. So it's basic. I mean, this is basically evil Superman, sort of an origin story for it. It's now. I have to say about this movie that I think it was scary. No. Oh, there were jump scares, and there was some, I guess, what were supposed to be tense parts, but I just, for me, it wasn't scary. I did, however, that does not mean it wasn't enjoyable. There were some, I guess you could say, spook, creepy moments, but for me, overall, it just wasn't a scary movie. That's not to say I didn't enjoy it. I did enjoy this movie. So, anyway, Brightburn. So yeah, this movie is basically about a kid who lands on Earth, and then eventually Earth, but instead of being good, he basically turns into evil Superman. Yeah. So yeah, it's essentially evil. Essentially, just think of it as evil young Superman with or well, I should say Superman, but yeah, evil young kid with superpowers. So yeah. Now I will say, hey, this movie, I think, like I said, it wasn't scary. I did enjoy it. However, I do think there are some aspects of this movie that are, I mean, there are some there are definitely some good scenes, but I mean, this movie does start out kind of slow. It doesn't really pick up until its last act. So basically, like I said, it's a kid that could Earth, and he grows up in a family, but eventually, things start happening, and he starts basically going crazy, crazy, and basically he is evil Superman. Man, man. Now he does the. Now I will say, there are some things like there. Excuse me, but I mean he basically goes crazy. It's sort of I get that this movie, or at least I get the thought that this movie wanted to try to be a slow burn, and then basically kind of pick up and get going in its last act. But I mean, it does succeed as those things just get more and more. The situation just gets more and more crazy. But yeah, so basically it's just he's about 12 years old, and the pod that he came to Earth in starts activating and basically calling to him and turning him, and he starts turning more and more evil. Now, like I said, there were some definite creepy parts. Like there's this one part where where after I guess his father has had a talk with him, him, while they're on a camping trip, he goes and he stalks to, I guess you could basically stalk a girl from school he likes, which personally I think is just a teeny bit creepy. I found a teeny bit creepy because he's supposed to be about 12, 12. So, and the fact that they're trying to put in this weird stalking thing I thought was just kind of weird. I mean, maybe that's the point of the movie, to try to make it seem like Like he's just he make it try to drive home the point that he's basically evil Superman. But yeah, so yeah, it really picked. Basically, I mean, the basic premise is that he basically he goes more. I guess just to say he just gets worse and worse, because that's basically what happens. He just it just ramps up and up. And I mean, I guess somebody might call this a slasher flick. Not really, because he's not. I mean, there is some things. There are some elements of a slasher flick, like a body count, but he's not your typical slasher movie villain. So, anyways, moving on. So yeah, like I said, there are some genuinely freaky moments in this movie. There are some definitely tense moments in this movie. There are some sequences I did enjoy. Like there's this one sequence where he's going to eliminate the mother of the girl he's stalking, and his mother works as a waitress at a diner, and like he breaks into the diner and then causes a light to an overhead light to explode. And one of the pieces of glass gets stuck in her eye, and the part where she basically pulls the glass out, that was that and going, ugh, that was good. Now, good. So yeah, and a lot of the shots of him being creepy. A lot of it is when he's stalking people. No, or when he's at his best. Well, I should say when he's at his best. At least when he's at his best, is when he's being in his super form. Well, I shouldn't say super form, but when he's using his powers, a lot of when he's at his best is when he's stalking people. When he's silent, and he's just like when lights go out for a second, and you just see him there in the back in the shadows with the glowing red eyes. That's best in here. That's when he's using his powers. I said there's in human form he's definitely at his best. I think he's definitely good because he just plays he plays this part of this basically unemotional kid, who doesn't seem to have any emotion, which I think is played well. Somebody else might not think so, but I personally thought it was played well. So yeah, and like I said, there are some definite intense sequences here. Like when he goes and he attacks and kills his uncle. Oh, there is uncle. That's uncle. When his uncle is taking him home, and then he basically attacks and kills his uncle in his car. That is insane, intense. Because like he picks his uncle's car up and then drops it on the road, and his uncle's mouth like goes hard. I don't know. He smashed on the steering wheel, and then literally we see like his jaw is literally separated. And he's trying to hold it shut, and he's like laying there in his car, like bleeding to death. That I thought was good. Good. Another scene I liked was just near the end where his father, after realizing that his son is basically a killer from a psycho killer from another planet with superpowers. Excuse me. He goes and he tries to get rid of him, and his father and the son, and basically Brandon basically shoots him, kills him by basically using his laser items. Like if you ever played the original Injustice, the scene where Superman kills Shazam, it was very similar to that. But yeah, overall, I thought this was definitely a good movie. I mean, movie. Was it great? No, but yeah, I definitely liked it. It wasn't always scary. It did have some jump scares that got me, but yeah, it was. I definitely thought it was good. It was entertaining. I wasn't very scared, but I thought it was definitely entertaining. Entertaining. So yeah, and so with that being said, I think it's time for the final rating for Brightburn, which is also a 6 out of 10. And I did enjoy it, but once again, this was supposed to be a horror movie, and I just there was not really like scary sequences for me. There's the end sequence where he's basically terrorizing his mother in the house, but even then, yeah, I and it didn't feel horror to me. Eh, eh. Yeah. So yeah, nah, that was a it just like I said, it wasn't horror. So yeah, there you have it. Aladdin, 6 out of 10. And would I recommend Aladdin? Mm, I'd say only if you're a really big Disney. Eh, I'd say only if you're a really big Disney fanatic, or if you just want something to go see with your family. Because even though I didn't think it was great, I definitely think it's a good movie to take your family to. Ooh, if there's nothing else playing, this will definitely make your day. Hey, Brightburn. Mm, I say if you're a fan of superhero movies, go see it. If you're a fan of horror movies, go check it out. But I'd say no. No, I was entertained, but somebody else might not be. I'm not saying to skip either of these, but yeah, I think both of these movies are definitely more for the hardcore fan audience of their respective genre or their respective audiences. Aladdin with Disney fans, Brightburn with superhero or horror fans. So yeah, there you have it. And well, that about wraps up this video. My name is Second14. Thank you so much for watching. May the wind always be at your back. See you next time.